Hi, I'm Allison Shields Joes, president of Legal Ease Consulting, and also one of the co-chairs of the ABA Law Practice Division's Legal Technology Resource Center, or LTRC. Every year, the LTRC conducts a legal technology survey of lawyers across the country from firms in all different sizes. From that data that is collected through the survey, the LTRC creates our annual Legal Technology Survey Report, which can be purchased on the ABA LTRC website. In addition to the survey report, we have several authors every year take the data from the survey and do different reports on different topics relating to legal technology. Again, I'm Allison Shields Joes, and today I'm going to be talking to you about some insights from the ABA Legal Technology Survey 2020, specifically about websites and marketing. So first, insight that I got from this year's survey was about marketing budgets. I was surprised to find out that fewer than 50% of firms of any size, according to the survey, actually have a marketing budget. And only 32% of firms that have lawyers, or between 2 and 9 lawyers, have budgets. And even fewer solos, only 14%, actually have a marketing budget. In response to the question, who is responsible for marketing in the respondents' firms, 13% of respondents overall said no one at all was responsible for marketing. And fully 30% of solos said no one was responsible at all for marketing. Now, this is obviously surprising, since if no one's responsible, one has to wonder if marketing is actually getting done and how these firms or solos are actually getting business. Just to give a little more insight into who's responsible for marketing at the firm, internal marketing staff is employed by 97% of the lawyers who are from firms of 100 and more attorneys, as compared to only 1% of solos that actually have internal marketing staff. We've got about a third of lawyers from firms of 10 to 49 lawyers, and only 3% of small firms of 2 to 9 lawyers that have internal marketing staff. Next, how about external marketing consultants? Are these firms maybe not performing the marketing themselves or with internal marketing staff, but are they employing outside consultants? Again, solos had the fewest yes responses to this. Only 5% of solos in the survey said their firm used an external marketing consultant, as compared to 21% of small firms between 2 and 9 lawyers, and 23% of lawyers from firms with 100 and more attorneys. So what are the tools that lawyers in this year's survey were using for marketing? And again, this is very interesting. This survey was done early in 2020, so before the pandemic really had its impact. And the lawyers in this year's survey said that 48% of their firms are using event sponsorship as a main marketing tool. Obviously, that will change with next year's survey. 42% of respondents say their firms use LinkedIn, and then going down from there, 41% email, 33% use Facebook, 21% are still using some form of print advertising, and only 20% are using video. And what's interesting to me about that is still only 6% of solos are using video as a marketing tool. Next, lawyer websites. So 87% of lawyer respondents to this survey said that their firm has a website, but only 59% of solos have a website. So still more than 30% of solos, at least who responded to this survey, have a website at all. What are some of the things that lawyers are doing with their websites, or how are they using their websites? Well, only 68% of lawyer respondents say that their website is mobile friendly. And even fewer, only 40%, say that their website uses SSL security, which is very important these days. Some other things some lawyer websites are implementing include document sharing. 31% of respondents said they use document sharing. 27%, their website incorporates invoicing and bill payment. Similarly, 27% use messaging or communication through their website to communicate with clients. 26% have a secure client portal. Only 15% have some sort of scheduling or calendar ability through their website. And also only 15% are using their website for case status updates with clients. Next, blogging. 27% of respondents to the survey say their firm has a blog. These numbers have been fairly consistent over the past several years that I've been looking at the survey. Still only 6% of solos are blogging. 29%, so almost a third of lawyers in smaller firms between 2 and 49 lawyers are blogging, and 64% of lawyers from firms of 100 and more attorneys say that their firms have a blog. Social media, 81% of respondents say their firms are maintaining some sort of a presence on at least one social media platform, and 77% of respondents say they themselves participate on at least one social media platform for business purposes. LinkedIn still is the leading social media platform for law firms. 76% of firms are using LinkedIn as a marketing tool. So what can we learn from all of these statistics and numbers, and what are the next steps that lawyers and law firms should take for their marketing? And these comments are specifically aimed at solos and smaller firms, because that's where, at least from what I'm seeing from the data, there are the biggest gaps. So the first thing is to develop a marketing budget. When we look at these statistics, it's really amazing how few lawyers are taking the time to sit down, either if they're solos or with the management team on their firm, to develop an actual budget for marketing, to think about what they can afford to do, where they want to allocate their resources, whether that's money and or time, and maybe just as importantly, what they're not going to devote those resources to. So essentially taking a more intentional approach to marketing instead of scattershot, catch as catch can, to really make a plan along with that budget and think about what makes the most sense for the firm to do marketing wise in the upcoming year. Online presence is more important than ever. So I mentioned earlier that a lot of the firms that were involved in this survey in the previous year said that sponsorship of events was a big piece of their marketing or marketing budget, if they have one. Those events have largely gone away. We're not sure when they're going to come back. I mean, certainly some of them have moved online, although I think sponsorship opportunities and visibility at those events, it looks markedly different than it does for the in-person events that we used to attend in the past. And that means that more and more of what we're doing, including marketing, business development, and networking, is online. So it's very important for firms to pay attention to their online presence. Some of the things to really be thinking about to make sure that that online presence is effective include user experience, whether or not your website is user-friendly. Is it easy to find things? Are the labels clear? Is it easy to navigate? Is it mobile responsive? And we saw from the statistics that there are still a lot of firms who say their websites are not mobile responsive. And with more people going online using devices like tablets and smartphones instead of desktop computers, mobile responsiveness is extremely important. Obviously, you want to make sure that whatever is out there online is up to date. And if you're posting, especially on social media, but also on your website, you want to make sure that what you're posting is interesting, informative, and engaging. So what kinds of things should be online? Well, you want to make sure that you've got content out there that demonstrates the firm's expertise. So basic information is fine, but comparing one firm to another online, the firm that has more content that demonstrates that they know what they're talking about and that they can help their potential clients, they're going to perform much better. So you want to make sure that the information that you're posting on social media, on a blog, on your website is valuable to potential clients. So that might include things like articles and consumer guides that are written by the lawyers in the firm. And our studies and the statistics from this year's survey show that many lawyer websites are missing this kind of information. I think video is a huge opportunity now. If we're looking at only 20% of law firms that are using video as a marketing tool, you can see there's huge opportunity there. Video is the wave of the future. Most people are consuming video content on a daily basis. And if you are not including that as part of your firm's marketing, you may be falling behind. Then finally, I didn't mention the statistics when I was speaking earlier, but I was struck by the fact that many law firms are still not looking at their analytics. And if they even have them, they're not looking at them on a regular basis. So you want to make sure that you are using the analytics tools available. If we're talking about a website, that's Google Analytics. And not just that you have Google Analytics installed on your website, but somebody is actually reviewing them regularly so that you can see what's working and what's not working to make the changes that you need to make. Again, I'm Allison Shields-Joes from Legal Ease Consulting, and you can visit the Legal Technology Resource Center in order to get a copy of our 2020 survey report with all of the data in it, or to find the free resources of all of the tech reports, including my tech report on lawyer websites and marketing. Hope you have a great 2021 tech show.